What is being healthy? Maybe you feel like you need some extra motivation for getting healthy. And you always see these headlines and articles about living healthier and to do this, do that, accomplish your health goals this way. It can be difficult to decipher what information is useful and what is not. With the plethora of text on the internet, it can feel overwhelming and exhausting to live a healthy lifestyle. It seems as if there are so many things that we're supposed to be doing. But in order to be healthy, one must know exactly what health is in the first place. So, what is it? It might sound silly, but according to the dictionary, it's homeostasis, which is the mechanism that maintains a stable internal environment despite the changes present in the external environment. This means that when you're cold, you shiver to maintain heat, and if it's hot, you sweat to cool down. It's the absence of disease and symptoms. Your body is working exactly the way it should to keep you healthy and thriving. So if our bodies instinctively attempt to achieve homeostasis, then why aren't we all healthy? Why do we see such a sharp incline in chronic disease over the past several decades? First, we need to understand exactly where it all went wrong. A big part of the decline in overall health is attributed to the fact that big food has changed the way we eat. They've convinced us that eating pseudo-foods is healthier than what nature provides. Now, ingredients like petroleum, carcinogens, vegetable oil, and heavily processed sugars are in what we call food. Also, instead of our cherished livestock being in pastures with fresh grass, they've been reduced to living in cruel, cramped spaces, breeding disease not only in them, but also in us. They've turned them into a commodity, and in turn, we all suffer. Our food has been manipulated beyond belief, and our great-grandmother wouldn't even recognize the things that we put on our plates. Secondly, we don't move nearly as much as we should. Instead of moving around to complete our tasks, we're confined to an office chair. If we're chronically stressed and stuck in the rat race at a dead-end job that overworks us, eventually we'll start to feel unappreciated and ultimately disconnected from the true nature of how we're supposed to live, which creates a division within ourselves. We begin to feel stuck. We know that we want to escape, but we desperately feel as if we can't because it's what we've been told to do our whole lives. Doing anything other than this seems as if it would be a betrayal to what we've been taught. Speaking of being taught, this goes back to childhood. At a young age, we're taught to listen to authority and not question anything. Doing so would result in punishment. Fast forward to adulthood, the media is a form of authority. If your mind is being poisoned and manipulated with toxic media, this perpetuates the narrative not to question authority. You begin to feel trapped and imprisoned in your mind, living in fear. The air we breathe is also incredibly toxic. From our health and beauty products being filled with carcinogenic and endocrine disrupting chemicals to cookware to air fresheners to cleaning supplies and more. All these toxins affect our mental state, fetal development, metabolism, and a lot of other things. As the stress of life takes its toll, sleep becomes more complicated and you find yourself having less energy. You toss and turn at night and it's easy to get frustrated with everything going on. Being aware of the truth and knowing all this in the first place can put a large burden on your shoulders. It's a lot to take in and it can feel overwhelming. And I'm not trying to make this video into a depressing one, but knowing the reality of what is going on is essential to change. You can't change what you do not know. So instead of looking at these things as a burden, think of it as a blessing that you know these things and you can do everything in your power to change this for yourself and to educate others about the truth. Now, just for a moment, let your mind go wild with no restrictions. What if you were to live your life the way you've always imagined, the way people are supposed to live? Connected to nature, rising with the sun, hunting and gathering, or being on a small farm, breathing in the fresh air, moving your body in a way that feels natural to you, living in a close-knit community, feeling like you're contributing to something meaningful, having time to relax, do nothing, be bored, and being okay with that boredom, having a spiritual practice that leaves you fulfilled, and being in robust health. Now, back to the present moment. In reality, it feels like such a far-fetched fantasy in the 21st century, but you feel the longing and desire to reconnect with your roots. While it might seem impossible and overwhelming, that doesn't have to be the case. It's all about small changes, making it happen for yourself, and looking at the silver lining. Create the life that you desire. So instead of binge watching Netflix, get outside and exercise in the sunshine. If you want more friends, make the effort to go out and meet new people. If you're more of a pessimist, journal every night about 5 things you're grateful for. If you have a hard time sitting still, start doing guided meditations. If you want to start playing an instrument, go do that. Rather than playing on your phone, go read a book. When the bottle of shampoo runs out, switch it to a low toxic option. When you find your mind racing and full of anxiety, come back to yourself and remember all that you have to be grateful for. Rather than shopping for all your groceries at the supermarket, visit a farmer's market or a local farm to pick up some fresh produce, meat, eggs, and dairy from them. If you're hating your job, think of some things you enjoy and start doing a side hustle, and maybe even create a plan to leave your job. Start making the changes to create a life that you feel excited about. After all, life is about the simple things, the memories that you create with the ones that you love, the connections you make, the small moments in between all the stuff. These are the things that you'll truly cherish forever. And while it might sound cliche, it's true. It can be easy to get caught up in perfectionism, but remember that this is exactly where the higher power wants you to be. Even if you're not where you want to be in life right now, just remind yourself that that's okay. The Creator has a plan for you. Sometimes in order for us to grow, we have to go through tough experiences, and maybe these tough experiences are things that you didn't expect to happen in your life. Sometimes these changes might feel like they're taking forever and you're just never going to get to where you want, but remember that this journey to better health is just that, a journey. There are no destinations, as you'll always be finding ways to improve in areas you previously might not have thought of. You see, health is more than what you eat and how much you work out. Even if you're eating healthy and exercise, you can still be unhealthy if you're stressed out about your job, lack meaningful relationships, are dealing with unresolved trauma, don't have a connection to the Creator, and the like. Health is more than just the physical. The path to mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health is a journey of self-discovery, educating oneself, and always seeking the truth. Be easy on yourself and remember that change does not happen overnight. It takes time, hard work, and perseverance. You've got this. I believe in you.